John Cena, while you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as you possibly can be, I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this, because before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I've been the best ever since day one when I walked into this company, and I've been vilified and hated since that day because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit.
August 13th, 2005 was my last match in Ring of Honor, and I famously came out with tears in my eyes. And walking out here today, I now know why I was crying. And it was a lot of reasons, but what it boiled down to was I had made a place where people could come work, get paid, learn their craft, and love professional wrestling.
There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand sticking up for your fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody.
You know, I thought I was doing a responsible thing. You know, I didn't punch anybody. I just choked somebody a little bit. And then I quit. I turned to Tony and I said, this place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
CM Punk might be the most loved and hated wrestler of all time. 1 minute he's a hero, making fans cry tears of joy. The next, he's burning every bridge in sight. Somehow he's both things at once. He's the guy who gave indie wrestlers a seat at WWE's table. He's the guy who cut the pipe bomb, maybe the most important promo of the last 20 years. He's the guy who made grown men cry in Chicago when he came back to wrestling. And yeah, he's also the guy who tried MMA and got humiliated on live TV. So here's the question. Is CM Punk wrestling's biggest problem or its greatest gift? When CM Punk speaks, people listen. That's always been the difference. The pipe bomb in 2011 wasn't just a promo. It was Punk ripping open the curtain and saying what fans had been thinking for years. WWE had become stale, predictable, corporate. Punk called out Cena, The Rock, Vince McMahon, the whole machine, and for 6 minutes wrestling felt dangerous again. It's why that promo is still talked about today. Not because he was clever, but because he was honest. Punk weaponized truth in a business built on lies. And once fans got a taste of that, they never wanted to go back. That's Punk's whole appeal. He doesn't look like Cena. He doesn't wrestle like Lesnar. He doesn't talk like The Rock. He's just Punk. A straight-edge, tattooed guy from Chicago who convinced millions that he was the best in the world. And here's the thing. He actually backed it up. He carried the WWE title for 434 days. He outworked bigger stars. He proved that indie wrestlers could headline pay-per-views. Without him, Daniel Bryan probably never gets his WrestleMania moment. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens might never get hired. Punk didn't just succeed in WWE, he changed what success even looked like. But Punk has always been the kind of guy who walks away when he's done. In 2014, after injuries, burnout, and constant fights with WWE management, he quit, just walked out. And instead of jumping to another wrestling company, Punk decided to chase a dream, MMA. In 2014, he signed with the UFC, the biggest MMA promotion in the world, with zero pro fighting experience. Fans were curious, haters were loud, and Dana White, he saw dollar signs. 2 years later, Punk stepped into the octagon at UFC 203 against Mickey Gall, and it was ugly. Punk was taken down in seconds and submitted in just over 2 minutes. His second fight against Mike Jackson wasn't much better. He lasted 3 rounds, but still lost by unanimous decision. The experiment was a failure. No highlight reel, no redemption arc. just a reminder that even the best in the world has limits. But here's the thing, Punk didn't really lose, because when the UFC dream died, it set the stage for something bigger. Wrestling fans never stopped chanting his name, and eventually, he gave them what they wanted. AEW Rampage, Chicago, sold out United Center. Nobody said his name, but everybody knew. The second Cult of Personality hit, the place absolutely exploded. Punk came out, dropped to his knees, and started crying. Fans in the stands were crying too. Full-grown men, tears streaming down their faces over a wrestling return. That's how much he meant. In his first promo, Punk said he left wrestling, but he came back because of AEW. He wanted to work with younger talent, he wanted to give back, and for a while, it was perfect. Dream matches, emotional promos, sold-out crowds. It felt like Punk had finally found his happy place. But if you know Punk, you know peace doesn't last. AEW started as the perfect homecoming, but it ended in chaos. The press conference rant, the fights backstage, the suspensions, and finally, the firing. Punk's AEW story went from the highest of highs to the ugliest of ends in less than 2 years. And that's the paradox. Punk creates these unforgettable moments, then he destroys them. He's the hero and the villain, sometimes at the exact same time. And then, the twist no one saw coming, Survivor Series 2023. Punk walks back into WWE like nothing ever happened, and somehow, he feels even bigger now. His promos with Seth Rollins are must-watch TV. His feud with Drew McIntyre produced one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in decades, and he finally main evented WrestleMania, the one thing WWE never gave him before. At 45 years old, Punk might be doing the best work of his career. After everything, he's proving he's still the best in the world. So, who is CM Punk? A savior? A fraud? The voice of the voiceless? Or just a guy who knows how to keep his name in your mouth? The truth is, he's all of it. That's why people can't stop talking about him. CM Punk is wrestling's biggest contradiction. The rebel who changes everything and then sets it on fire. Love him or hate him, you'll never ignore him. And that's why he's one of a kind.
I'll stand my ground, be loved and hated. Speak my mind, leave the fear outdated. When I find peace, I'll set it on fire. Defiance is my truest desire.